Hey folks, hope you're well. It's been a weird 24 hours trying to figure out how the country sits after Boris Johnson's announcements yesterday. We've got lots of updates from school, lots of updates at kind of work and the businesses that we work with and so on and so forth. And it just feels like it's all become very practical and logistical and figuring stuff out. I mean, I spent my lunch hour today trying to find out where the Captain Birdseye and Walker's Crisps distribution centres were in the UK, because I had this madcap idea that Kev and I could get in a car and drive off to Leicester, it turns out, or Norfolk, and just try and tap up the Captain Birdseye people for some fish fingers and waffles for Andy, because Kev was having a bit of a worry that it was the only thing that Andy eats and everything. There's lots of people in this position. I never realised how common it was. I knew it was going to be lots of people, but his Twitter's been lit up all day with people freaking out and worrying about the fact they can't get their very, very specific requirements for food. And we're lucky we don't really have that. The biggest thing we have is Ollie's obsession with having a slushie. He keeps telling us he's hungry when he's thirsty, and we've started giving him these slushies to kind of, it's just water frozen in a cup that you squeeze with a bit of orange juice or something, but he needs that, and luckily it's something we can work on. If we had power cuts, we'd be a bit screwed, but I think we'll be all right. But yeah, I was texting Anna and she was saying she'd gone to the local Spar because I said they had stock. I know that Kev's since sorted out a big supply from family and so forth, and yeah, that was a relief. So other than that, it's been a bit weird talking to a company who do delivery for pens to our business every sort of few months. And we have these amazing pens that everyone, like, people come and visit and they go, can I steal a pen while I'm here? And they take them off because they love them and so on and so forth. And the guy rang us to ask if there was any chance we wanted to buy any pens. And I was like, mate, we're all working from home. This is kind of the wrong time. And he said, yeah, I figured everybody's going home. It's all in lockdown. But bless him, I was like, I'll just check with my boss when we next need some. And she was like, not for the foreseeable. And he was just like, everything's going. And he was like, I don't know what to do. He was like, I don't know whether to just send staff home and just come back when it's all blown over. He was like, I don't know whether it's going to be 12 months till it all kicks on again. He was like, December, some people are saying, some are saying September. And I was kind of thinking, it seems all a bit like real. And I don't know, talking to him just really made me think this is affecting so many people in unforeseen mad ways. Claire has a guy come and mow our lawn because we're usually really busy, and at the weekends I just don't get a chance to do it. She's been sort of getting people to mow it every now and again, and she'd set up a guy to come and do it, and she'd forgotten that she'd booked it, but then he came today, and I felt like a monster sat here tapping away on my laptop while he was out in the garden. But I did again think, if I cancelled that, if I said to him, you know what, I'll do it, or I don't need it done, it's going to be just like, well, that's an hour's worth of wages I've not now got. And it was really just going around in my head. Everybody's really having to pull together and try and make sure that they kind of get work while they can. And Claire's brother's been told that the restaurant he works in is closed. He's now not got income. Luckily, he's got savings and whatnot, but he's not got income until that opens again. And this is really hitting people. I'm lucky that my company I work for is still open, it's still working. Deals we close at this time of year will have a long enough tail, and because it's service based, the services are kind of burned across the year, stuff like that, get commission. I'm relatively all right. Claire's stuck at work, so that's kind of safe as well. But we're starting to realise a lot of people we know are kind of dependent on society, people who deliver, people who run food places. We went and got fish, not fish because we don't eat meat, chips and sausages and veggie burgers from the chippy tonight on Claire's way home. She got them, but I kind of just thought, you know what, I almost want to just make sure we are doing these things, because I don't want that's like the greatest chippy for 100 miles radius. It's definitely worth keeping them going. Apparently they were rammed though, so they're doing all right out of it all. People don't want to cook, but it's just mad times, and we all have to kind of chip in, don't we, at this point? I was chatting to nursery trying to see whether they were going to be supported through it all, because I don't really get. Claire and I were discussing, like, we were just assuming we'd carry on paying for our slot, because again, we don't want nursery to go bust. And she pointed out that actually some people won't be earning. The people I've just spoken about won't be able to afford nursery. So if they can't afford nursery and they're not being able to send their kids there because they're being sent home, again, what are they going to do? So the government need to be funding that somehow. I feel like I said to him earlier, I was like, if there's anything we can do, just let us know. Like, if you need us to claim the hours so that you get paid by the government, whatever, just let me know, because he gets like 3 hours from the government and that kind of thing as well, but we do pay for more. And I was just like, this is all 2 months down the line, there are already shops shutting and stuff like that. It's all gone mad. What's even more bizarre is obviously the school situation. Any parents here, you're all aware of what's going on. We've opted not to send Ollie in on his EHCP because I just don't think it'd be the right thing for him. I feel like it would cause more issues than it would solve. Talking to Emily, she was kind of taking it all in her stride. I thought I was going to have to try and figure out stuff for them to do each day and trying to figure out some sort of normality. But it looks like Oliver's just kind of been given work to do with no kind of structure. I've got to figure it out, which is fine. Emily has been given a login to Dojo, which she has to, on 9 o'clock Monday morning, sign in, say hello to the teacher, listen to what the teacher wants her to do. There's check-ins throughout the day if you need any help with your work, and then you have to send a picture of your work at the end of each day. She's on a strict set plan that she has to check in, and they're expected to do it. And she's going to do it because that's what she's like. Her friends are going to do it. They're all like that. And that sounds both amazing and I'm a little bit disappointed because she's not got that much to worry about in terms of learning. A lot of what she would have been doing right now would have been revising for SATs. This is all new learning, which is great. But I've got a little Ben running right in the house while I'm trying to do my work, and I'm a little bit nervous that I was counting on Emily to be my overspill a little bit. I wasn't going to just palm it all off on her, but I was going to be able to say like, oh, can you make him some orange juice? Oh, can you get him a biscuit or whatever? And know that I could just carry on with what I'm doing. She said she's still like, I'm going to be helping out, and she's probably going to be doing a lot of the work in the same room as me, but I don't know. I just thought she would be a bit more fluid, but I am ultimately glad that school have put this rigid timetable in for them. That sounds positive. I don't fully know what Ollie's is. There didn't seem to be anything in his bag, but it doesn't mean it's not there. I may have just not found it because his bag's a bit of a mess. When I picked him up tonight, he was a little bit hectic. He wouldn't come out. All the other kids had come out, and his teacher said he's had a fine day, but he's not in the best frame because his TA's not been in. When I went in to get him, he was just finishing his Lego and was just fanning around with Lego, and I think he just felt a little bit out of control. Because basically when I got him to come out, he got his things, and then he was just shutting everything behind him. He was trying to close the gate. He was trying to, really just not leaving anything how he didn't want it to be. And I was just like, it's all right, mate. And we had a chat. He was a little bit miffed. Apparently someone asked to play a game he'd set up today, and he said no, and everybody else who was playing said yes and went and played with the other kid, and he had to kind of just lump the fact. And I was like, well, it sounds like you were being really mean. And he was like, well, it wasn't I was being mean. It was that the game had an X, from his point of view, it had X amount of players and they were at the limit, and it didn't work with extra people. The other kids are able to fluidly think it'll be fine, but Ollie was kind of just like, no, I was running the game. I'd set it up, and bless him, he couldn't see that actually he was probably coming across as quite rude there. And I was trying to explain it to him, and he was like, okay, and all of this, but you could tell that he was feeling a little bit down about it. He's been really calm the past few days after having the days of him being hectic. Since doing the first night where we gave him a cuddle with Ben, every evening he's been quite chilled. So that's quite good. I think he's got over whatever was causing him that initial trouble. He's quite excited about not having to go in. I think he finds school stressful still, but it is getting better. We've all agreed he's got really good with it, but he's relieved, I think, that he just gets to spend time at home. And I've made it very clear to him he's not going to be on Roblox and YouTube all the time. He's going to have a very strict timetable. I have been looking for great kind of plans and suggestions and ideas, and one of the best things that I've found, because my worry is he eats like a machine. And did I mention this yesterday? Someone sent me a picture. If I did mention it, sorry, but if I haven't, you need to know because it sounds like a great plan. Someone had written on a whiteboard, basically. I'm going to use a blackboard. Not that it matters. Prices for all of the snacks. So a bag of crisps, they're going to give their kid a pound in change, and then throughout the day they have to spend that pound on, so crisps would be, let's say 50p because they're finite and they're quite unhealthy. Water's free, juice is like 5p or 10p or whatever. A cake could be 40p, and the idea is if they're clever and they learn, they'll start to say, right, well, I'll have water all day because then I can save money and I can have a bag of crisps and I can have a biscuit and I can have a snack later on. And if they want to be silly, they could just be like, right, I'll have 2 bags of crisps, and then they're using all the crisps up. I kind of thought I might ration the crisps because I need them to last, and he eats a lot of them. But I don't know how I can really share the picture. It was on, maybe I'll tweet it and just say I thought this was awesome. I'm at RB6K on Twitter if you want to follow me. There was also, says, that seemed cool. Ollie likes the idea of that. He was trying to get me to make it the same for things like Roblox and YouTube. And I was like, well, I'm not going to restrict them. I'm just going to set a timetable for them. So you'd only be going on them when you're not doing classwork and when you're not in the garden and stuff like that. You know, you can still have them. I think you need them to help you kind of diffuse and everything. So he was excited about the idea of being able to buy snacks throughout the day. That wouldn't be his breakfast, lunch and dinner. He'd still get them, but the idea is it's helping us ration everything. So we've got little cakey bits and stuff that they could buy. And at the end of the day, I just put the pound aside and give it to him again the next morning, so it doesn't cost them actual money. I just thought that seemed like a really clever idea to keep him going. I made notes for some other things I'd seen. What was the site called? Damn. There's some sites, I'll put them in the link in below in the description. I'll put them in there. There's a teaching resource site where people are giving free resources like videos and stuff. There's a guy on YouTube, again, I can't remember the name, I'm awful, I'll put the link in. He is doing PE 9 o'clock every day on YouTube. You just put a video on and your kids just copy what he's doing and he'll talk through. He wants to be the nation's PE teacher. There's tons of it. Just ask on here if you're not sure, because I'll be able to find someone who has ideas. There's loads of parents just chipping in and finding ways to do it. Everyone's talking about FaceTiming each other and doing little plans where they kind of all share their work and whatnot. And it feels nice. Everyone's chipping in. Everyone's making sure that their kids are learning. I keep trying to say to Ollie, let's try and get him up to scratch on some of the bits that he's a bit behind on. I'm trying to word that better because I don't want him thinking that he's behind and blah, 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 you know. Other than that, I mean, it's all just mad, isn't it? Like, I sent my mum some Mother's Day presents yesterday and was just like nervously thinking, what if the bloody delivery man has coronavirus? I was freaking out about that a little bit, but my dad answered for her and all of that. She's got her gifts. I'm glad she's got them. She's happy. She's squared away now. Just keep in touch with her. I haven't heard from Claire's parents today, and I fully expect them to tell us they've been gallivanting all round deep in just licking the walls or something incredibly silly, because apparently they went to Tesco's, there was nothing there, so they just bought ice cream because it was literally the only thing left in stock. And they just thought, if we run out of food, at least we'll have ice cream to eat. And I was just like, you should have asked. You told us you had enough. Can't win. My dad's apparently trying to win the lottery so he can buy an island. He found an island. He found an island between England and Ireland called something like Horseshoe Island. 7.5 million quid. It's enough room to build a couple of houses, but you have to boat in and out, and I don't think Tesco's delivers there, and it's probably pretty cold and probably doesn't have the internet. But all of that aside, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just stay indoors on it. It looks too cold. It probably floods a lot looking at it, but it's a good plan if COVID really kicked off. Go live on that. 7.5 million quid. That's not too bad. Let's set a fund on the corner. Donations to a, what do you call it? I set up a Patreon account and you can all just chip in and I'll go buy it and call it Sheepdog Island, and I can do my videos from there, live from the island every day. Seems like a good goal. I don't think there's much else to talk about. I feel like I don't really want to obsess over Corona too much. It's just the hot topic. Apparently they're not going to close London, they're saying, which is good news. I feel like they probably will eventually. It sounds like it's getting pretty grim. But yeah, I'm relieved that we seem to be in good spirits as a community at the moment. And all of you who are worrying about schools and your kids and things like that, it's all kind of coming to a bit of a better solution for us. So yeah, hopefully it stays that good. We're nearly at the weekend. We've got one more day to go and then we're there. I'm not going to record tomorrow probably because I have the podcast and I can't fit it all in. But I'll be back on Monday as usual. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the kids about. It's just going to be a bit bizarre because I was chatting to my colleague about how there's not going to be any customers to ring and try and kind of prospect and sell to and talk to and help. It's all a bit mad. So the world's going to have to shift massively for a couple of weeks, isn't it? But anyway, I hope you're all well. Chin up. It's all good. We are going to get through it nicely. If you need any madcap ideas like the hunting down the distributors of of fish fingers like I was going to do earlier. I managed to find shops that stock stuff as well. Just ask. I can give you ideas. I can show you how to use. LinkedIn is an amazing tool for all of that. Just hunting down the right people. Everyone always wants to help. That's how it works. And yeah, we'll figure out a plan. It will be good. We'll get through it together. Just, yeah, let me know how you're getting on. Usual stuff. And I'll see you soon. Cheers.